Hey witches, if you are enjoying Waking Up the Witch, then you're definitely going to want to check out my magical shop, Moonbee's Wellness in Medford, Oregon. We have a curated collection of crystals, incense, sage, witchy books, tarot, oracle, and so much magic made locally here in the Rogue Valley. Whether you're just beginning your witchy path or you've been on this journey for quite a while, we have so many items to support where you are in your journey. And we ship anywhere in the US, so no need to be local. But Moonbees is more than just a shop. We are also a sacred space and supportive to your healing journey. I'm a Reiki master, and I also offer a lot of intuitive sessions, including past life readings and past life regression sessions. And all of this can be done virtually online, so I can help you no matter where you're at. Come visit us in Southern Oregon or follow Moonbees Wellness on Instagram and Moonbees_Medford on TikTok. And remember, magic's this way.
This episode of Waking Up the Witch is brought to you by Taylar Pickett Styles. I'm Taylar Pickett, and I am an intuitive hairstylist in Southern Oregon. I offer in-person services as well as online tutorials on how to care for your curly hair, how to properly shampoo your hair. If you're a hairstylist, I offer lots of education and one-on-one consulting on how to build your clientele and take care of your clients. If you're interested in any of these services, please reach out to me. There will be a link in the bio. I also offer organic hair care from Innocence Organic Beauty, and you can also buy that online through me, link in the bio, and also on my Instagram page, Taylar Pickett Styles. I also have a TikTok page if you're into just talking a little bit more deeply about things, going into deeper dives about hair care, self-love, and self-worth. My TikTok handle is Southern Oregon Curl. And don't forget, tame nothing, nourish everything. Enjoy this episode. I'm Taylar.
And I'm Amber.
And this is
Waking Up the Witch. We're your neighborhood witches. Each week, we talk about all things witchy and connect with other humans in a storytelling format about navigating life on this floating rock.
We're two curious ladies trying to understand the human experience. But while we do that, we think it's important to honor the people that lived here before us and honor the cultures and traditions that we're being inspired by.
This podcast is about waking up the witch, which means we are learning and growing every day. That being said, we are always open to feedback on how we can do better.
The views and opinions of our guests don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Waking Up the Witch. Now, let's go, ghouls.
Hi, Taylar.
How's it going?
So good now. Oh my gosh. How are you?
Good.
Good. Just good.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to update, but I don't want to go on for too long. It's eclipse season.
It is eclipse season.
Crazy.
Time of recording this.
Yep.
September 16th. So we're right in the middle of that energy. Last week I was so fucking drained, so wiped. My brain felt heavy. Granted, we've been doing so much, so I know that's part contributor. Yeah, it was a little rough. And
I think I feel that more this week.
The world is on fire more than ever, as if that could get worse.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people are outing themselves as that stayed quiet during the election. They're secret MAGA that are now outing themselves.
I luckily haven't come across a lot of that in my feed, so that's good.
I'm just wow, oh no. Every swipe, I'm huh. I lost 50 followers from being
good.
This is how I feel. Yeah. And it's crazy because I'm always posting my opinion on my business page, but it was once I posted on my main feed, people saw it. And I'm like, this isn't your space. I want my little side of the internet to be cute and safe and funny, and you're not welcome here.
Y
And all I said was how literally all I said was, I want to know how people feel so I know
yeah,
where to spend my money and energy.
yep,
And I was pretty ambiguous about like what I was saying, and I
yeah.
still that offended people. Probably because I said "fuck fascists" at the bottom,
Well, good.
which also, like,
Fuck fashion.
let's look up the definition right now of fascism and see why anyone would like it's like, do you want authoritarianism, extreme nationalism, dictatorial leadership, anti-democratic, militarism, and violence? Like, those are the core characteristics. Like, why history key figures Mussolini and Hitler? That why would anybody want fascism?
'Cause they're brainwashed. Like, that's how all that happened in the first place. Those
But
people
they
were
think we're
brainwashed.
brainwashed.
Yeah, because they're being told that, and
I
they're
don't
in a fucking
understand
cult.
we how these people don't see if they're on the wrong side of history.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of flows in a little bit to what we're talking about today with our guest, because we literally talk about how we all think that we're on the right side.
And I totally understand the betrayal on both sides.
Yeah,
Like, I
totally.
understand how because we're being pitted against each other. Let's be
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking for real. Like, you sit down and you have a conversation with anybody, and they don't tell you, like, which side, quote unquote, they're on. Like, most of the time, you wouldn't know unless they start saying some weird shit about Jesus.
Well, and
Most of
even
the
then,
time, yeah. Well, I said weird shit,
yeah.
not like just saying that they believe in Jesus, but like once they start going off the deep end. We have more in common than we don't, and we're all just trying to survive, and we are being stripped of our rights and our funding for important things and our
Mhm.
health care. And I think we need to be supporting each other instead of separating and dividing each other more and more and more. And it should be us against them. They just
Yeah,
don't want you to see that they are the enemy. They
yeah,
wanted us to believe it's each other.
yes.
Sorry, shit. So, I just think that it's working. I think a lot of
Mhm.
people that are like, "Oh my god, this God-fearing man did not even know who Charlie Kirk was last week."
Yep.
And maybe they're sharing stuff prematurely without doing research and seeing the clips that I've seen. I also think we're being fed 2 different algorithms.
Well, and well, yeah, you're spot on about that, but I also think oh my god, I already lost it. Eclipse season.
I mean, we can get off this topic and talk about, like, all the exciting things that are happening.
Yeah, what did my brain just do? That's such a good point. Anyways, I guess it's gone. It's eclipsed out of my brain, but you're spot on. I agree
Um,
fully, 100%.
so
Like,
Moonlight Magic is about a month away now.
I know, I wonder I can't even math right now, but this might be coming out right before that probably.
Yeah, so the
This will be,
episode
like, the
after
week
this
before
will be
probably.
able to tell you all about it.
Yeah, so exciting, like, oh my gosh.
Wait, no, that's wrong.
What?
Nothing. It's still a month away, but this won't come
It's a
out for a
month away
month.
for recording, but yeah, this is probably this will land either the week of or the week after, and we're just like so deep in planning. It's like all consuming in the best way
The
possible.
best birthday party
It's going to
ever.
be the most fun birthday party for all of us. I'm so excited. Like, I don't know, this is like this is it's so weird because this is like we started this as a way to kind of save something that we loved and that the community needed, and it's just like but we've like elevated it and created something like so much more
A
amazing.
little intentionally, but, like,
Yeah, we're just
not.
like we
Like,
want
it's
to make it different. We want to have like this like fun performance energy to it. We want like curated cocktails, like we want to bring it all around the valley. Like, we had some very major differences in mind for like creating something better, but like even after our first one, we all were like, whoa, what did we just
Well, I
do?
just think this shows, like, it has a soul of its
It
own almost,
does.
like,
It
it
really
has, like, an
does.
energy of its own, like, this event that we're creating is so much bigger than us.
It is.
It's becoming so clear every day we get closer to this one and every day that we, like, plan this and the last one we had, like, how big this could be,
Yeah.
and,
And how
like,
needed and wanted it is.
we have 20 vendors, we have
Yeah.
5 readers, I think, 5 people doing, like, other awesome things, food, drinks, 2 performers, all this stuff,
Tattoos.
tattoos, and we're never gonna be able to fit onto this land again
I
that we're
know.
doing this, and I thought it was, like, huge, you know what I mean? Like, her
Yeah.
property is
Yeah,
huge.
it's very spread out,
But
but we can't fit anymore. Just
no.
a few more people for, like, guests.
Just thinking out loud, I think our winter market could be like a cutesy little pop-up focused mainly is what I was trying to say, on vendors because like holidays and
Yeah,
stuff,
I think
and
that
like
one will be very different.
eating and drinking, but spring's gonna be
Yeah,
wild and huge,
yeah.
and I don't even know where we're gonna have it yet or what it's gonna be,
It'll
but,
find us,
um,
as it does.
expect things.
I'm so excited, and everyone who's involved is so excited, and I can, like, feel into the energy of being there and us, like, looking at each other with, like, these great big smiles and being like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit, we did it again."
Yeah. It already gives me, like, butterflies, and, like, I I crave that feeling. I'm doing so many things all the time that are, like,
Mhm,
new and exciting, and
mhm.
sometimes I'm just, like, in the moment, so I don't really realize how big it is, but,
Yeah,
like, when we were there, it was like a, "Holy shit.
yeah.
So cool. This is so cool. What
I
are we
totally
doing?"
cried last time. Part of it
Yeah,
was,
of
like,
course.
the 24-hour stress right before of, like, needing to
Like a
figure out
release.
food, like, shit, we have this, like, unexpected thing come up, and then it was like, "Oh my god, but we did it." And so
Yeah.
I'm, like, feeling into that minus, like, the stress part of just, like, "Holy fuck, we did it even better."
Yeah. This weekend, I'm flying to St. Louis without my family, and I'm gonna take some clients, but I'm teaching my first independent education,
So excited.
ticketed event.
So proud of you.
I think there'll be, like, 8 people there, which is
Amazing.
crazy. Um,
That's so great.
yeah, I've taught classes before, but they've usually just been, like, to my
Mhm.
coworkers, and so this will be, like, my first class to strangers, and I'm really like I have the curriculum planned and stuff, but I'm trying to not really overthink it or think about it at all because I think whatever happens will happen. I know
Yeah.
the information,
Yeah.
so there's no reason to like overthink it.
Yeah.
That being said, like, it is very curated. It's not like I'm just slopping it
Winging it.
together or anything. Like, I made beautiful workbooks
Oh,
for it, and I'm gonna provide, like, snacks and wine, and it's, like, a whole vibe.
of course it is. It's
Of
you.
course it is.
It
Now I'm
has to
like,
be a vibe.
"Should I decorate?" It's gonna be really great. I'm think this is a big deal. I really need to keep working on my online stuff. It keeps being, like, very clear to me that
Same.
that is something people need. And then I think the more we do this and the events and my online stuff that I can make a career out of all those things.
I believe it. We are doing it. And it just is a lot of creating and showing up for ourselves every day. We were talking about this off mic earlier of just like we just need to like ground and breathe when we're in the thick of it cuz I know like we have so much on our plates and it's like we put this stuff on our plates. Like it's all stuff that we're creating that we've come up with that has been channeled through us that it's like stop and breathe and be like, okay, yeah, you're really busy and you have a lot of work to do, but it's work you created for yourself. Like breathe,
Yeah,
ground, slow down,
get
appreciate
over
that you're in this
yourself.
spot right now. Like show up for yourself. Last week it was so hard to fucking show up every day to work. I was just like, I just want to be home. because it
Yeah.
clips in, and I showed
Yeah.
up every single day. I was like, "It's not that bad." Like, it's just some days you just need a break, and that's okay too, but you did this for you. You're building something amazing that showing up, you have to keep trucking.
I think that's like for me for the gym. Like I didn't want to go. I did it anyways all
That
week.
was a hard one.
Just luteal. And it feels good
It
and you
feels
feel
good,
better
yeah.
when you're done and you just do it anyways. And it's a good place to like I think even going to the gym can give the term rest. I know it's an oxymoron. It can give the term rest a different meaning because for me, I can shut off my brain. I'm not
Mhm.
scrolling. I'm not thinking about literally anything else except for what I'm doing in the moment. So it is a form of like meditation and like rest away, even it's though it's literally the opposite of rest, away from like everything else.
Well, there are moments of rest, and so soaking
Yeah,
up
one
that
minute
time.
in between.
Taking the time.
Yeah.
Oh, what a wild life we've created and that it's only gonna get better, and whatever comes our way is definitely a part of the
As long as
greater,
the country doesn't
grander.
turn into Handmaid's Tale,
Oh
then we
my
can't do all
god,
the things we're supposed to do. Did you see
that is such a fear.
also, sorry, Laura, if like this is supposed to be your episode and we're just ranting about politics, that's just something we do here. That's just this podcast. But they're like making a full searchable document online for anyone that like celebrated
Oh,
Charlie Kirk's murder so that like employers can like look up if their person where is that for the January 6th people?
exactly.
Where is that for literally like so many other things?
Yeah,
Anybody that posts about Nazis and
yeah,
like being pro Nazi.
it's so
Ooh,
crazy.
can we do a quick Patreon? I have so much to say.
Yeah, let's definitely do a quick Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, we have a Patreon now.
Join us over there for more rants. I have a lot of rabbit holes to go down in my mind. So we're going to go over there so we're not wasting airtime on
We
this
have
episode.
so much over there. Each month, even at the lowest tier, you're getting either a spell, a
And
ritual,
group
or
chat.
a guided meditation. There's a group chat on Patreon through Patreon that we're sending rituals or weekly card pulls or
Just
little
chatting
love
about the
messages.
eclipse.
Just sending over there, and you can interact with it too, which is great. So we can all have conversation. We have a monthly call where we just get together and chat about what we're manifesting and working on and help each other to like amplify that energy. There's a monthly zine. There's monthly playlists
There's
that are
so much.
curated by Taylar, one for each astrological season. We always throw in like an extra one or two as well. Like, seriously, I think we're overdoing it on Patreon.
Well, we don't know how to do
Um,
anything less
and
than the
yeah, we
most.
like to give it our all. And we just like, we're so grateful for this community. We're so grateful for this job we've created. We're so grateful for you listening. And there's just so much that we want to pour back into you for listening. There's also like single purchase items if you don't want to do a monthly subscription too. So go to patreon.com/wakingupthewitch and you can see all that we're curating over there. It's a lot. It's amazing. It's going to be
And on the
great.
episodes, we literally just act stupid like we used to before we thought anybody ever listened.
We don't edit our monthly
We don't
episodes. It's
edit.
unedited fully.
There is burps. There are burps. There are conspiracy theories. There are lots
Brain
of
fart.
giggles, and it's all really fun.
It's unfiltered madness. It's magic. Mm.
Filtered madness. Oh yeah, I love that.
Well, you want to tell us a little bit about our guest today?
Yeah. So a couple people have emailed us this month just saying that they love our work and that they want to be a part of what we're creating. And so this is one of the first guests from those emails. Her name is Lora Cheadle. I don't think we need to tell you too much about it because we hop into her story and like her mission pretty quickly,
Yeah,
but I learned a lot. I feel very inspired. I
same.
feel as if I need to add one more thing to my plate. Like there is a lot more work I can do on myself and that
Mhm.
I want to do. And I'm feeling very inspired by her to do that. And I hope that she inspires you as well.
Yeah, she's really amazing. I'm so grateful that she reached out to us and that we had this opportunity to connect with her. My words are not wording. Ugh. Yeah, she is so sweet and kind and like total in flow with a total stranger, which you know that we love here on this podcast, just getting real deep and right to it. So we hope that you enjoy this episode with Laura.
Enjoy.
All right, we will just begin by creating a loving container here. Close your eyes if that feels safe. And if you're able to, and let's take 3 deep grounding breaths, breathing in through the nose, holding for a second at the top, and exhaling. So breathe in and hold and release. Just letting go all the worries of the day. And another deep breath in through the nose. Hold and exhale. And one last big, deep inhale, breathing in all that fresh new energy. Hold and release. Just let it all go and be here now in this moment. I'd like to welcome in our guides and angels and ancestors and just anyone who wants to be a part of holding this conversation today with our guest, helping us to feel safe, allowing us to feel open and held and in our vulnerability today, allowing whatever is meant to come through to be heard by the collective to show up today, wrapping us in love and healing and protection. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay,
All
we're
right.
here. Hello, hello. We'd love to welcome our guest today. Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm so happy to be here. I am Lora Cheadle, and I work primarily around the wound of betrayal. Betrayal is a deep human experience, and we all face it in different ways. And it's like with so many other things, we don't talk about it, we don't like to feel it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also one of those wounds that really creates the biggest catalyst for growth, for awakening.
Mm, well said.
So that's what I do is I work specifically around that wounding.
That's so wonderful and feels very timely. We're recording this in the middle of eclipse season right now, and I feel like that's like one of the things that could come up for a lot of people. Just, people leaving your lives unexpectedly, uncomfortable conversations happening. And I think no matter if there's a right or wrong, it can leave you feeling betrayed somehow. Wow,
Yeah.
this is timely for me. I'll say that.
No, it's so true. Just all the things that are going on in the world too. It's like so
Yeah,
easy for
goodness,
us to feel
truly.
like, yeah, this shouldn't happen. This isn't what I planned. This isn't what I thought.
Chills.
Not to mention the personal betrayals, the friends that suddenly, the friendships that don't work out, the intimate
Mhm.
partner betrayals. It's,
Mhm.
career betrayals. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Wow, 100%. I have a feeling that you had a lot of your own betrayals that led you to doing this work. How about you take us back to the beginning of your story? Did you become this amazing, beautiful human today?
Yeah, it's, like so many stories, it's not ever what I anticipated or planned.
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah. I started off as a corporate attorney, and I really loved that career path because I am big into justice, into,
Mhm.
karma and right action, and giving people a voice who don't have a voice and helping other people fight for justice. And I've always been very intuitive and very connected. And I thought, you know what, this is actually really, really a good fit because I can use the intuition, I can use the legal stuff, I can really help.
Yeah.
And sadly, the law is really not about justice. It's,
Yeah.
Ugh.
yeah, not. So I got pretty disillusioned by that. And I also just burned out. I had 2 kids
Yeah.
too. Uh-huh.
Wow.
My grandparents were aging and dying. My husband was traveling and working all the time, and it was just like, "This is ridiculous. I can't do this."
I
So
don't even know how you possibly could.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
So I stepped away from my career and I thought, I'm so passionate about wellness and spirituality and, the whole 9 yards. Somatic stuff, fitness, yoga, angel readings. Doreen Virtue was really big at the time. And I got,
Yeah.
remember her? Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite decks is the Goddess Oracle. That's
Yes.
another wild story about Doreen Virtue.
Totally wild. Yeah, and I got certified as an angel reader with her, and I was doing
Wow.
readings and yeah, and I was really loving what I was doing. But as a wife and a stay-at-home mom mostly, I was putting everybody ahead of me. I was taking
Mhm.
care of everyone, and my husband still traveled all the time. And I was really looking forward to empty nesting because I thought,
Yeah.
finally, yeah, it gets to be about me. I get to travel too. I don't have to be the one staying home. I can start finally putting in resources to my business and growing what I'm doing. And
Amazing.
that's when I found out my husband had been cheating on me for
Chills.
15 years.
No.
Yeah. Of our
Wow, that's
23-year
so
marriage.
long.
I
I have
know, with
chills.
Me too.
with multiple women. And it
No.
was like, I mean, so many little betrayals along the way,
How
you
did you
know?
find out?
It was kind of a combination because when you cheat for that long with that many women, there's a lot of different disclosure. It started off, I found a Facebook message that was like, "That's not okay."
Was it
And
on his
then
phone or somebody messaged you?
on
Okay.
his phone, I had his phone as a message popped in, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Wait, why are you sexting with somebody?"
Ew.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I went into his email, and I found an email that had been sent 15 years earlier.
Okay.
So that was the next one,
Oh my
and then I
gosh.
reached out to an intuitive, and I was like, "What all is here?" And she was like, "I can't give you details, but there's been a lot of dishonesty, and I see that there are at least 2 more that you don't know about."
Ugh.
And that's when I confronted him, and he finally spilled all the rest of the details.
Were you completely blindsided or did you kinda have a you
No clue. No clue. I mean, this is a huge spoiler alert, we got back together, so we are still
okay.
together
Okay.
today. We just celebrated 30 years.
Okay.
We always had so much fun together. We were always so connected. It's just that life gets hard. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's really busy, and it's like he'd have to travel, so I'd have to dig deep and take care of things, and he'd be doing things, and
So
there's
lonely
money
for both
problems,
of
there's
you, I'm
in-law
sure.
problems, there's, like normal
Yeah.
problems, but it never felt like, "My god, this is catastrophic." It just felt like, "Well, we're going through a bad time right now."
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
I think once we dig a little deeper into that, it's really important to talk about, especially as far as betrayal goes, because for a lot of people, that is like there's no coming back from that. But I think we also need to take the stigma away from that. Not that cheating's okay, but like
No.
you can heal, if you choose to. And I guess we'll talk about it, but like, how do you get that trust back?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and I love that you said that because until it happened to me, I was always in the camp like, "You cheat on me, you're outta here."
Yeah.
I would never stick around for that. That is totally not okay.
Mhm.
And then it happens to you, and it doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, this isn't how I thought it would be. This
Yeah.
isn't what I want. This isn't who you are. And that was for me, I had this deep knowing that our story wasn't done. And it took so much faith and courage and trust
Yeah.
to just lean in to be like, I don't know where we're going to end up with this, but I know we're not done. And I
Mm.
don't know what that means, but there's more to this story and I want to see it through. And I don't
Wow.
care really if we stay together or not, but
Mhm.
I do care about figuring out what's going on because this doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So take us through kind of the aftermath of that.
Originally, he left. I mean, he was just out of here. I'm like,
Where do
"You're
you
out of
guys
here."
live?
Where? In
Yeah.
Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in
Okay.
Colorado. Yeah. So he left, and here's something that people don't talk about too. Somebody leaves, but you're left with this huge void. What does that even mean? Why did you do this? Like, you find this out and bam, you leave, but then you have all the questions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So who's gonna answer the questions except the person that hurt you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like, who is the person that had comforted me? We
Ah,
had been married 23, together 26 years.
yeah, that's so long.
You're my person that I go to be comforted. You're the one with the answers.
Mm.
Mhm.
So it was this weird place of push pull. I want you to get away from me and never talk to me again. But now
Mhm.
I've got to talk to you and figure out what's going on because
Yeah.
I know you to be a good person. And why would you do something like this? And
Yeah.
why would you do something to this extreme, too? It's not
Yeah.
Mhm.
just like, oh, this one time mistake. No, this is intentional for
Mhm.
15 years.
Yeah.
So we would have these intense text conversations because talking was
Yeah.
Yeah. Heated.
way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we would text, we would email, and I mean, I kid you not, it would be like 10 hours a day that we were just going back and forth
Mm.
trying to figure this out.
Mhm.
And were you already left law and were working on your own spiritual development and services and stuff, so you were already in that. And the
Yeah.
kids are already out of the
One
house?
was in college and one was about to graduate from high school.
Okay.
So that was tough because I still
Yeah.
had it was like this big celebration, we had this big graduation party coming up. We had,
The big family
concert.
events.
Yeah, graduation, all these
Yeah.
events. Yeah, it's like we had birthday, Easter, all of these things coming up. So that was
So
really tough
challenging.
timing.
It's
Yeah.
almost like a sort of death. I mean, obviously you can still talk to that person, but it's like the death of who you thought they were, a death of like your old life and the stories you told yourself before and the marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, my whole reality. It was really
Totally.
the death of this reality because I thought he's working, I'm working part-time, we're in this together. I'm supporting him. You know what I mean? To grow in his career. He's supporting me. Pretty soon it's going to be my turn. This is who we are as a family. This is how we're connected. We're in love. We miss each other.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to this empty nesting time. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, the
What did
whole
you
narrative
tell the kids?
gone. That was such a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The day he left, the kids were at school. Well, one, was at college, the other was at school. And I texted him and I said, when they get home, they're going to obviously notice that you're gone. What do I say?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he said, I already told them. And I said, you told them what? And he said, I told them everything.
My God.
So,
My
right,
god.
right. So, yeah. So I think that means he's
Ugh.
told me everything. My son comes home from school and I'm like, "You've heard this is," and he's like, "Wait, what?" And I just dumped all this, with your dad's
My
cheating
god.
and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "No, dad just told me he was moving out for a while."
Oh my god.
So it was so
Men.
Poor
downhill.
kids.
Yeah, because I thought everything meant everything
Yeah,
and
of
it wasn't.
course. Why would you not?
Yeah.
Men, exactly.
So, yeah, it was a mess.
No.
And then the other one being gone, that was really hard too because he came home that next weekend and then he was trying to put it together and I didn't even know what really to say because part of me of course wanted to throw him under the bus and be like, "Your
Of
dad blah blah
course.
blah."
Yeah.
but I also knew better than to do that, so it's
Yeah.
really hard to you know what I mean, to come
You
back
can't
from
be
that. It's like,
totally real.
yeah, it's like, "Yeah, your dad's been cheating."
Yeah,
What do you
great.
say? I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I almost feel like it's harder for the kids when they're that age to go through something like this with parents. Like, my parents divorced when I was really young, like, I barely remember it. So I just always grew up with, like, a split family,
Yeah.
and I had some friends, like, in my 20s that this happened when they're, like, in their early 20s and their parents are going through divorce and separation and stuff, and it just because it also destroys their reality and the
Yes.
illusion of what happiness in life is, that I think it kind of makes them a little jaded of
Yeah.
like what the
Yeah.
possibilities of love and family and what that means. And I also think that's like that's such a deeper conversation too about just society and like what
Mhm.
we're here to do as human beings and have the picket white fence and you know
Yeah.
have a 50-year marriage and die holding hands. Like I just think that's just not the true reality, and we're just like force fed that on a society level that especially as women, I think it becomes like our
Mhm.
focus to find our person,
Right, and that it's
you
our
know.
fault if we
Yeah,
can't get it, and that we're not
or
good
keep
enough, we're
it.
not doing
Yeah.
something right, and
Yeah,
yeah,
totally. Wow.
yeah,
Well, I think any marriage that does end up lasting for a very long time goes through a lot of shit
Yeah,
because
that we don't
life
talk
is
about.
hard.
it's really
Yeah, to
Mhm.
get to that point that everyone idolizes, like, you have to forgive and you have
Yeah,
to heal and you have to change with each other and
yeah,
grow.
yeah, yeah, and, like, now, you know, we when we had to go through kind of this radical growth and looking at ourselves and looking at each other, and our marriage is so much stronger now.
yeah,
That happened, what, 7 years ago? So, we're so much stronger now, we're so much more real now, we're so much more connected now, and
yeah,
it's one of those weird things too, because could we have gotten here
right.
without that experience?
Yeah.
You
You
know,
kinda
and it's
need,
like
like, a big fuck up to get, like, extremely vulnerable. Because 'Cause I'm sure a lot of
yeah,
it is just, like, that fear of vulnerability. Like,
huge.
in a relationship, you think you're gonna be so deep and intimate, but you're actually it's the one person that could hurt you the worst too, so you
Mhm.
kind of are more reserved or, yeah, I've seen that with a lot of friends.
And you have to learn how to communicate to
Yeah,
get through that.
Yes.
which
Like,
is
Yeah,
the vulnerability.
yeah.
It's so hard to be so fucking real.
yeah, it's really hard, and it's like I think we're getting better at figuring out what that means.
Yeah,
But, you know, in unpacking this, I had this idea that I had to be a certain way and look a certain way and act a
of
certain
course.
way. And he had the image, same thing, that he had to be, you know, the big, strong, manly man that he, you know,
Yeah,
could never cry, that he could. And it's like we thought we were doing the best for each other.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
in tending and being the best for each other, we weren't real, we were performing,
yeah,
but then it's like, how do you even know you're not being real and performing because
yeah,
you do what you think you're supposed to do to
yeah.
Yep.
be strong for the relationship, to be strong for each other. So
Why?
Feels
it's
Wild.
such a mind warp. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like all the things that I thought I was doing right were really wrong. And all the things
yeah.
he thought he was doing right were really wrong.
Well, I'm sure a lot of it's
Mm,
just conditioning too, how
big
you
time.
both were raised or, the time in
Society.
which you were raised and how society viewed things. Like, I feel like we're barely collectively and not even wholly yet, but like collectively starting to just be like, it's okay to have real emotions. It's okay to not be okay. And that's like still so recent and there's still so much undoing and so many people that just are not on that boat.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And like what we've really unpacked for him, he had severe childhood trauma. I
Yeah.
mean, severe abuse, severe neglect, all of that stuff. And when I met him, we met in law school. You
Uh-huh.
know, it would as you're getting to know each other, you know, so what's going
Mhm.
on? What's your life like? And it was like, oh, you know, I was in the foster care system. Oh, I was in this. Oh, I was, and
Wow.
you're like, wow, that's a lot. And he's like, yeah, and I'm over it. And you're like, yay, you're
Yeah.
over it. And it's you know what I mean? It's never, "Yay,
Do
you're
you
over it."
ever
Right.
actually get over it though?
Yeah, it's like, no, you don't burying something doesn't fix it. Burying
No.
something buries it, and it's gonna come out
It
in all of
Somehow.
these
ferments.
maladaptive ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
again, I wanna highlight that, like, that can come out in so many ways, and, like, maybe it was a self-sabotage
That's
thing,
exactly
maybe
what
it
I
was
keep thinking
looking
about.
for, I don't know, seeking love and attention in other ways where, like, he I don't to fill some kinda hole because he wasn't dealing with it. That stuff can come out in so many different ways, and I don't think people really think about it as, like, cheating,
Mm.
usually.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And no, you're totally right. It's like that was his way to get validation. That was
Mhm.
his way to escape. That was his
Yeah.
way. You know, one of my favorite phrases has always been hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
And it was like when, as we've talked about this, whenever our marriage was really, really good, he would freak out and he'd
Yep.
be
Yeah.
like, Laura's going to leave me.
Yep.
Yep.
She's amazing. The kids are amazing. My life is amazing. And this is not real. And every
Yeah.
Yeah.
time things got good growing up, they fell apart. So
Yeah.
I better get a side chick so I have a default when things fall apart.
Yep.
And then the same thing when things were bad and stressful and we're going through tough times, it'd be like, "Oh, this is it.
Told
I
ya.
gotta find somebody else so I'm not hurt." And it was this constant cycle of it's too good, it's too bad, it's too good, it's too bad.
Totally understand that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
And
think
then,
that
like
happens more than people talk about.
I do too. I do too. And then, like, on my side, I'm doing all these, spiritual things.
You're
I'm
growing.
connected. Yeah. So then I kind of have this illusion too that like I'm doing it all right. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm pulling cards for me. I'm doing my crystal grids. I'm doing my yoga. Like it's all going to be great because I'm manifesting, I'm meditating, I'm it's going to be
Yeah.
fine. Totally. Yeah, totally, and then it's like, "Oh, shit, this didn't work."
Yeah. So
Did you
funny.
feel like your childhood was easier and good?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we all have stuff, but yes,
Of
my
course.
parents, they're still married, it's still
Uh-huh.
functional, we had money, we had you know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
were fine.
Much
Things come
different
up,
than
of
your
course, but
husband.
we're fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
we came from such different perspectives, and our coping mechanisms were just totally different.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But we both coped in the way that we knew how.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then
about
also,
that
like
a lot, like when I have fights with my husband and, they can be so painful sometimes. And then I remember like we both are doing the best that we can with how we were taught to communicate what we saw in our families' dynamics. And like, we're both actively working on healing that and getting better. But sometimes when it gets fiery, it's like we immediately go right back to that programming that's so instilled
yes,
in us, even if we're working on it and healing, like, it's so easy, you just don't realize it, and so every time I'm just like, "We are doing the best that we can, and this is how we were taught, and as long as we're choosing to, like, continue to do better for each other and for
Yeah.
ourselves, then, like,
Definitely.
it's all gonna be okay."
yeah. And I love that you said that because it does take time.
Yeah.
And, like that, my husband's default mode is hypervigilance. Everybody is
Mhm.
an enemy, and he has to, he's on the defensive all the time,
Yeah.
or he's gonna get
Because
hurt.
As
he
a
probably had
protection.
to do that as a
Yeah,
child,
exactly.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
self-preservation.
big time. Big time. So to unlearn that, like, does he still default into that mode? Absolutely. But
Right.
Mhm.
now we've got language and understanding around it. And it can be like, let's ground. Let's take a breath. And then he'll be like, okay, I'm really sorry. I was totally triggered by that. And it's like,
Mhm.
yes, I could tell you were triggered. You can tell you're triggered. Let's start this over
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rewind.
Yeah, so walk us through what kinda happened next, like, how long were you guys separated? Did you decide to go to therapy? Like, what happened?
Yeah, we were separated, I think, a total of maybe 5 months, 4 or 5 months. We definitely went straight into therapy, and, there's pros and cons of therapy. There were
Yeah.
things that helped, there were things that were like, "Oh my god, why are we even this
Mhm.
is not helpful, this is re-traumatizing me."
Mm.
I've read, I think, everything that was on the internet
Yeah.
about betrayal and affairs. We did an affair-specific, recovery program. Like, we did you name it, we did it.
I kinda
We
love that
did
that
energy
exists. I don't
work.
think I knew that.
Yeah, yeah. We did energy work. We did, like, different readings. We did it all because we were like, "I'm clearing this." We both felt very strongly that we had a soul contract around this, and
Mhm.
Mhm.
we're like, "I'm gonna figure this out, and we're gonna win this." You know what I mean? We're both competitive in that way too, and we're like, "We're gonna get all the knowledge. We're gonna figure this out." And I'm gonna do my lessons, and I don't care. We both had the attitude truly that it didn't matter if we stayed together or if we didn't,
Yeah.
but this was so painful and so disruptive that we were gonna get every ounce of knowledge, every ounce of good out of this possible.
Yeah.
So we hit
That's
it
great.
hard.
I'm glad that that was, like, an effort between the 2 of you too, that it wasn't, yeah, because I think a lot of people, like, I mean, even him, like, he could be, very
Shut down.
shameful and just be like, "I'm not worthy of this," and, like, totally take a different path, and you could be like, "Fuck you, you betrayed me. I don't even wanna look at you," which I'm sure there was a little bit of both of those things in the process.
So at what point did you decide like, okay, we're ready to like give this another try?
Was so hard because we both wanted to learn, we both wanted to understand, but we were both really hurt. And it sounds weird to say he was hurt because he was the one that betrayed me, but he was really afraid of being hurt. And the whole reason that he cheated was because he was afraid of being abandoned, because abandonment was like his core wound.
Mhm.
So it took a long time. I mean, it probably took 6 to 9 months before we could really very clearly and confidently say to each other, like, "Yes, I wanna make this work. Yes, I
Okay.
want you to come back. Yes, I want to" you know what I mean? Really lean into this marriage. Yes, I am committed.
Mhm.
Because we both really had to test the waters, especially for me. Like, are you BSing me? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Are you just doing this to be like, "Oh, great, he cheated, now I forgive him, it's all okay."
Yeah.
No, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna do all the hard work, and I'm gonna get the marriage that I always wanted,
Mhm.
Hell
and
yeah.
then same thing for him, he's like, "No, I'm not just gonna walk away from this. I want more in our marriage too. I want more vulnerability. I want to be able to communicate." So it's scary,
Yeah.
It's scary, and it took a long time.
And what did the kids think?
Yeah. Um, it ended up being good for them because they were not that close to their dad before, because he traveled. I've got 2 boys. Yeah. He was traveling, I was the primary parent. He would come in late, he'd be stressed out. They got along, everything was fine, but they weren't that close to him. And
Mhm.
then all the kids being home for the summer, things like that, they're seeing their dad cry. They're seeing their dad break
Mm,
down. They're seeing him show up and hold me as I can't get off the floor and can't quit crying. So he became a lot more human to them,
I love
and
that.
they've got a better relationship now than they had before. And I think it was because of that.
Yeah.
And it was hard for them to see me hurt, but it was
Mhm.
also, I think, really powerful for them to see him step up.
That's amazing.
So I feel like we have a little bit of an echo going on now.
Is that better?
Yes.
I think
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't hear it
yeah.
anymore.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
No, I'm glad you did that.
So yeah, what happens now? Like, where do you go from here once you decide like, all right, we're doing this?
Yeah, we kept doing therapy for about a year. Therapy really for us it wasn't that helpful. He
Yeah.
ended up doing therapy for himself because of his childhood stuff.
Yeah.
He needed that. He needed to start unpacking the trauma. I really leaned into the spiritual tools more. That was way more meaningful for me
Mhm.
because that's where my heart was anyway. I had channeled my whole life. I had been, you know what I mean, intuitive my
Mhm.
whole life. To me, that's I had to make sense of things on the spiritual level. Like I could understand, okay, trauma does this. Okay, but
Yeah.
I needed to understand why would I sign up for this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what is the greater
Totally.
purpose of this? Because to me, it was so much more than like, I wanted to experience being betrayed. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Sign me up
no,
for
I was
that one.
fine. Yeah, like, what does this mean? And what am I supposed to do with this? And that was my driving question. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Why would you have an experience this painful and this significant?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I love that. What tools did you use to start to dive a little deeper with that?
Yeah, I pulled a lot of cards, I had a
Mhm.
lot of readings, I did a lot of just intuitive work with myself, meditating. This is where when I said I've always been connected, intuitive, things like that, I would always get these messages. I would always hear things in my head. And
Mhm.
like when I saw my husband for the first time and we were in law school, I kid you not, I saw him across campus and I heard this voice in my head that said, "That's the man you're gonna marry." And I thought, well, that's awkward because I'm engaged.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Is it, like, in your voice too? Is that how you or it's totally different?
it's a different voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a different voice.
It's always fun to find out how people are receiving information because it's different for
Yeah, no,
everybody.
it's a slightly different voice. But it was very clear that that was the man you're gonna marry, and I've had things like that happen before. I've had these a knowingness, just like a pot of information dumped into my brain, or like
Mhm.
that, a very clear statement in a voice that's not mine. And that's when I did, the Doreen Virtue training, it was like, "Okay, I'm going to connect to the angels, the guides, that realm, and I can get to that frequency and I can hear those messages." And it's not that I didn't do it for myself, but I also didn't live in a way that was really connected. And then
Mm.
as part of my healing, it was like, how do I drop in every day? How do I connect to the voice of my soul? How do I bring in my guides? How do I ask for that guidance? How do I get out of my ego?
Mhm.
Mhm.
How I want things to turn out? And how do
Mhm.
I really listen to the voice of spirit, universe, whoever to guide me? And
Yeah.
that's where my healing I
Chills.
think really, really changed things because I quit not quit, I could still be there, but I tried to stop doing things that Lori's ego wanted to do and start allowing myself to be more connected and more led that way.
Wow.
Think we could all work on that.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's
me.
hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot of work, but it's like, what are you willing to put in for what you could get out and, like, how that could change your life?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when really like my channeling took off and that connection started taking off. And I would feel like this is what Laura wants. Okay, this is what my guides want. How do I bridge that gap?
Mhm.
How did you do it?
Sometimes really well, sometimes not so well.
Mhm.
Just really trying to for me, what helps me the most is I need to go to the soul level first and to talk to spirit, to talk to my guides, to go to that higher perspective
Yeah.
and just settle there. And then it's not what Laura wants, it's not that I'm denying myself, it's where is that integration of the 2?
Yes, integration's so important.
Yeah, because like this, do I wanna help people? Yes, I wanna help people, but then there's that ego piece that comes in, because I'm awesome, because I'm connected, and it's like, "No, no, 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 no. Where is that service in there? And how can I bring this wisdom forward and touch people's lives that I might not even know about?"
Yeah.
And for me, that's that bridge. I'm trusting that I can be a conduit of wisdom. I don't need to know who did what, why, and where. It's just trusting that I am here spreading that wisdom.
Beautiful.
Ugh, so
Yeah,
many
I
chills
needed
this
to
whole
hear that for
conversation.
sure today.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Because we
mean, we're
wanna
work
close it.
yeah, we're working on different businesses all the time, and it's like maybe flipping the switch of like what the bigger picture is. Like, why are
Mhm.
you doing that? It's yeah, we want to make money. Yeah, we want to be successful. We want to like break those generational like poverty things, like mindset, but it's like deep down, is it because you want to help people and be of service? And I think, like, obviously, our mission, even with this podcast, is like, even if 5 people are listening, like,
Yep,
we want this to help people. If this changes one person's life, like, then it's all worth it.
always.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was for me, it was like, I wanted the letters and emails coming back to me being like, Laura, this is amazing. You wouldn't believe what
Of course.
happened. And then I really had to release, I don't need to know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what good is being created. And sure, it's nice to get that validation, but I can also go within and be like, was that a powerful message? Yes.
Mhm.
Do I know that shifted somebody? Yes. And
Mhm.
that's enough. It's that internal and the external, as above, so below.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
can trust that it's working and I can create my own, yeah, my
Yeah,
own
and
validation.
you just keep showing up for it and keep having that trust, and eventually, like, that validation does come in,
It
you know?
does.
It's like, you just gotta release, like, that it's your job to know those things because it's not.
No,
That's our
no.
ego that wants, like, "Am I doing it right? Like, is this what I should be doing? Is it working?" And it's just, like, that full soul universal trust that, like,
Yeah,
your soul's being guided to do this thing. You've been through this experience that's leading you to this awakening, like, that is purposeful. And just
yeah,
trusting. And I mean too, like, on a validation note, like, if you're looking at reviews and stuff on, like, Google or Yelp, you're mostly gonna see the bad reviews because people who are pissed off are the ones using their voice. The people who are impacted in a beautiful way aren't always necessarily focused on, like, "I should go tell the world that this thing exists and that it changed my life." Like, that's not
yeah,
always gonna be what we're doing as human beings.
yeah. And also just like, I know so clearly who I am and what I do.
Yeah.
And if it's not what you want to receive from me, I can't force you to receive. You know
Exactly.
what I
Hell
mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
You're not
it's
gonna
like
be for
there's,
everybody.
yeah, and there's somebody for everybody. Cause sometimes I'll be like, if you want to be hate filled and bitter, like really have at it. It makes me
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
sad.
plenty of
Go
those
off, girl.
people.
You do you. It's like, yeah, because sometimes people, it's like they'll want to push an agenda. You
Of
have your
course.
agenda. I have mine. I don't,
Exactly.
you can blend or not blend or whatever, but we're all good.
Yeah. So as far as what you do now, did you go through a specific training for that, or is this something that you've like developed yourself?
A little bit of both. It was so interesting. Before I found out about all of this, I had gotten a book contract with a traditional publisher, and it was a New World Library. They're a pretty big publisher. And I had gotten this book contract to write a book about this 5-step framework for like betrayal recovery. And I didn't really know what was the betrayal recovery framework. I was like, it's this framework to help you get over things that are really difficult and challenging. And I kept thinking, I wonder why people would say, why did you come up with this framework? Because you really haven't had this big, stressful, traumatic life. And I was like, I don't know. I just channeled this framework. And then bam, it happens to me. So it
Crazy.
was
Oh, so
really
this was
interesting.
before.
Yeah. Right.
Wild.
Talk
Right.
about soul contract divinely orchestrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
the answers yet, but you will.
Exactly. Here you go.
Oh my
That's crazy.
gosh.
Yeah. So as I did that, then as I started learning more about trauma, I'm like, no, I need to become a real trauma informed coach. I can't just be like, yeah, I get trauma. I need to understand how to work with trauma, how to not re traumatize people.
Yeah.
I've always done a lot of the somatic processing because I grew up dancing and moving and doing yoga and all of that stuff. But I was like, nope, I need to become a somatic attachment therapist. So, all of these things that I did and that I was using already, this was the catalyst for me to be like, nope, finally, I need to go back to school to get this, to certify that, to get that, because going through it, you realize there's a lot of good intentioned people out there, but when you're dealing with something this much, you can do harm. And
Yeah.
I wanted to put the certification behind a lot of the things I intuitively knew because I didn't want to do harm. You know what I mean?
Good for you. That's a lot of
So,
awareness.
what does
Yeah.
that all look like, I guess, now?
I work with primarily women, and I work with them one-on-one over Zoom. Sometimes we do like a 6-month package. That's my favorite way to work with people because then you can start unpacking all those layers.
Mhm.
And it's like first we deal with that wound of betrayal, whether it is infidelity, whether it's career betrayal, menopause. That feels like a betrayal. Whose body is
Ye
this? You know what I mean? Diagnosis. So first we stabilize and we find the safety around what it is you're going through. And that's where sometimes I pull in the legal background too. What kind of marital agreement do you need? What do you need to do to protect yourself in the event of a divorce? What kind of a career contract? Do you need a contract with your employer? Like we create that safety
Wow.
first.
Wow.
Then we start unpacking it emotionally with, breath work, somatics, all of that stuff. We start releasing it through the body. Then we go to the spiritual and ancestral level because otherwise those patterns keep repeating.
Yep.
I mean, women especially, we have been abused, betrayed, subjugated, you name it.
Mhm.
So it's not that we can just be like, "Yay, I'm empowered." Okay, you get that empowerment piece in your brain, but we've gotta undo it in your body, and we've
Yeah.
gotta do it in
Yes.
your energy field and ancestrally too, because we're all carrying the weight of our mothers and grandmothers and aunts and
Wow,
cousins,
yeah.
and
Yep.
it's deep work.
Yeah.
It's not something you just do in a weekend.
No. No.
How often are you meeting with them?
Depends on what people want. What I find best is meeting in person once a month, and then I do asynchronous coaching on Voxer because I also think it's really important to have 24/7 access. So with the Voxer the coaching on Voxer, they have access to me 24/7, and I encourage people speak out loud what's going on. Speak about
Mhm.
that trigger. Speak about that pain point. Let me know what's going on in your gut. What happened in your head? What happened because you note it as a Voxer voice note to me, I give you feedback on it. Okay, what's going on with your body? Let's go ahead and connect with nature, take a walk. Or then sometimes I'll challenge people. Like I just had a lady say, "This is what's going on, and my husband wants this, that, and the other thing." And I'm like, whoa, does he really want that when he says that? Or are you looking at him through a lens of he's always so greedy? And she's like,
Mhm.
I'm looking at him through the lens of he's always so greedy. He just made a comment about wanting a new Jeep. It doesn't really mean, you know what I mean? So we do that day in, day out, 24/7 work. Then we meet once a month. We do some hypnosis, we do some meditation, we do some clearing, we do some coaching. And that way the progress is cumulative because change doesn't happen just in the sessions. Change
Yeah.
happens in real life.
Yeah.
Even just having a place to process when things come up, so, like,
Mhm.
through that is crazy and so important. It's like when I was going to therapy regularly, something would happen throughout the week, and it's like, sure, I could maybe remember to write it down in, like, my notes app, but, like,
You
by
don't.
the
I
time
feel it the
I
same.
was back to my appointment a week later, I've either forgot or I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so it's like being able to process that in real time, I think is so valuable.
It is, and you're absolutely right too, like, we just brush things under the rug or we get over it and we're like, "Yeah, I was a dick last week and whatever." Well, tell me in the moment, what is this bringing up? What does this time remind you of? And then you make sense of it and you change your patterns, both of thinking and of belief.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I have been in like a constant I've been able to text like my best friend all day, any day, whatever emotion I'm having. It's almost like a personal like diary at some points. And I've done that for 20 years. Like we talk all day long, every single day about whatever's coming up. But a lot of people don't have that.
Mhm.
Most people don't have that.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
or they have somebody who is just gonna pour fuel on the fire. "You go, girl, you lead
Oh, well,
him,
she
what a jerk
definitely
you are
does
to do
that.
that."
That's what friends are for. She's like, "Oh, yeah, fuck him," even if, like, he doesn't really deserve that in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then it's yes, it's helpful to be validated, but it's also helpful to be challenged. And,
Yeah. I
finding
just
that
mean in
balance.
getting it off my chest part, like, I have
Yep.
that part, you know? I'm not definitely not
Huge.
being challenged.
Yeah, huge. And then there's so many things too that we're ashamed of and we don't wanna
Mhm.
say. Think about all the things that have happened in a marriage or a friendship, and you're like, "I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say that one out loud."
Mhm.
Mhm.
Having really a safe space where I'm like, "Listen, you can talk to me
Yeah.
because this is what my husband did. I mean, let me tell you
Yeah.
the shit that I've been through. I'm not judging you on that one. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
can probably
Totally.
one up you on that one. So feel free to say it because you're not getting judged."
Yeah. That's so nice. Then that just creates that safety too.
Yeah,
And
huge.
then people can really unravel.
So did you
Yeah.
end up writing a book?
I did. I did.
Mm.
I've actually written 2 and I've got a 3rd that's coming out. My first one is a flaunt, drop your cover and reveal your smart, sexy, and
Love.
spiritual self. And
Love.
that's the framework that was downloaded to me, the flaunt framework before all of this happened.
It's
And it's
so
really
wild.
on like that releasing those layers that we think we are who we are, but we are so deep. We are so multifaceted. We are hypocritical, confused, conflicting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're all of those
Yeah.
things. And when we start pretending that we've got our shit together, that's when the problems happen.
Mhm.
So it's really about that radical vulnerability and acceptance of ourselves and all of the really challenging things that we're facing.
Mhm. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And my second book is It's Not Burnout, It's Betrayal. And that takes a deeper dive into those feelings of betrayal in all areas of our life.
Is this
And
post the
that was post.
cheating?
Yeah,
Okay.
that just came out last January. And then the one that I'm working on now is specifically the betrayal recovery journey. And that
Amazing.
takes a while. I needed some distance from that,
Yeah.
to really make it as powerful as I wanted it to be.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm curious what, like, the correlation to you is between, like, burnout and betrayal.
Yeah, I love that question. So often we just think we're burned out. We're tired of our job. We're tired of the world. We're tired of our marriage. And we fail to realize betrayal is defined as the breaking of an expectation that you have relied on that ruptures your identity or your view of how things should be in the world. And I mean, think about climate issues, think
Mhm.
about all the political crap that's going on right now. It doesn't matter like where you stand, our view of the world is constantly being disrupted.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like, even COVID, you know what I mean? We're like, I didn't think a virus could do this. I didn't think the world could shut
Yeah.
Yeah.
down. Yeah. So that's all betrayal. And when we don't identify it as betrayal, and when we don't heal it as betrayal, we just start feeling like burned out, exhausted. I just don't give a shit
Yeah.
anymore. Whatever. Why try?
Yeah.
Or we just use that word. Oh, I'm just burned out. I'm just burned out. No, you're probably not. You probably have this unidentified feelings of mass betrayal that is dragging you down. And
That's
until you
me right
Yeah.
heal it,
now.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
'Cause that's, like, a term that I feel like I'm just burnt out. I'm, like,
yeah,
always but that makes so much sense. Everything's so heavy. I'm so disappointed in people constantly that I thought different of. I'm disappointed in the way the planet's treated and the people I love, like, all of these things, the way that I thought the world was at one point being completely flipped upside down, and that's, like, not the way it is and hasn't always been like that, or am I just now seeing it?
Yeah.
And so that does feel like a
It's
betrayal.
real.
It does.
yeah, yeah,
But I've never
yeah. It
thought of it that way, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're totally right. I mean, and I try to avoid the news as much as possible because of that, because every time you see something, I'm like, my God, how can people think this way? And oh my God, how
Yeah.
can people do this? And this is terrifying. And this isn't who we are. And,
Mhm.
we talk so much about like culture, and everyone's like, this isn't our culture. And it's like, that's a betrayal.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter like what your views are. We all think other people should be rational and think the way that we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I
100%.
mean?
I do.
Yeah. Why don't they?
Do you work with people virtually ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Most of my work is done virtually.
Okay.
I do
So when you
retreats and
once a
things.
month, that's like usually virtual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people want to meet every week, and that's great. If you're dealing with something big and heavy and you're like, I want to clear this out, let's meet every week. It really depends on you. It really depends on also what you're willing to address. Some people just want to address the primary issue. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I just want to address the infidelity, or I just want
Mhm.
to address the, job loss, or I just want to address, but there's so much more than that. And then sometimes like, I was talking about stabilizing. We always want to stabilize and get that safety first. And then sometimes people are like, I need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want to dig deeper spiritually. And
Yeah.
then for a few weeks, let's meet every week. And then they're
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm good. I gotta chill out. I've got to figure some things out. I need to step back. And then they're like, hey, it's me again. Perfect. Because
I also think
processing,
some people probably like when they get into something like that or therapy, they think like, "Oh, I can just show up to this one thing and then it's like I'm done
Yeah.
with it." But the amount of actual work that you have to put in is work. It's a lot, like a lot. And it's
And it's
probably
not just
24/7.
that hour or whatever that you're with the person.
no.
You gotta do the integrative work. You gotta continue to dig deeper no matter
Yeah.
what modality or modalities that you're using. Like, it's just so much deeper. I think it's a lifelong journey. I think that's a big part of what being human is, and kind of like a purpose that we share collectively. Are you up for the challenge? Earth
Yeah.
is hard. And it's gonna be challenging, and can you get through it? Are you up for the challenge of
Yeah.
doing the work and, like, actually evolving as a soul?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
also curious if you encourage like any kind of like, okay, yeah, this is a lot, but like I need you to play in some way or like be having
Yeah.
fun in some ways so that
Not
like you
always.
can balance the heaviness.
Yeah. One of the things that I do, and it sounds so funny, but I use the concept of burlesque in my work.
Love.
And
Great.
some people think burlesque is like stripping. It's not. It's a parody. Burlesque was originally done by the middle and lower class to poke fun at all of the restrictions that the upper class had. You
Love.
can't show your ankle, you can't show your wrist, you have to blah, 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 blah.
My
And it's
god, I
stripping
never knew
away
that.
those societal layers of judgment to reveal what is real underneath. And if you think about, especially it's like the feather boa, you take that off. There's a gown, you take that off. There's a corset that is making you look a certain way, but that's
Mhm.
not how you look.
Mm,
You take off the corset. What does your waist really look like without a corset?
mm,
Not that.
mm.
And it's playing with that, and that's part of the somatic piece, but it's also part of that playful poking fun at it. Like, let's dance, let's move. What are you comfortable revealing today? There's
Obsessed.
Mhm.
days where I'm like, I'm keeping this corset on, my
Yeah.
metaphoric corset. I'm going to just show up in this way. And there's days where, when I joke, like, you want to come home and you want to unhook your bra and you just want to let
Yes.
it all hang out.
Yes.
Let's do it, but let's play with that and realize, like, this is what I'm willing to do right now. This is what I'm not willing to do right now. This is where I exhale. This is where I keep fighting. But it's play. And that's the other thing about burlesque. I say, like, life is a little performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got one song to dance to.
Wow.
Things are going to go wrong. How are you going to roll with it? How are you going to improvise? You can make this the most dramatic, pain-filled routine in the world. You can make it a comedy. You make it what you want. But you're alive right now, so what are you going to do with that life? And you can make it awful, but I'm going to have fun, and I
Yeah.
can help show you how to make it fun too.
I love that. I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
it's making me tear up. You too. That's so awesome. So do you do burlesque yourself, or is this something that's been a part of your journey too?
Yes,
I
I've
love
performed
that.
burlesque all over the world. It's so much
Wow.
fun. It's
Tell us
so
more about
freeing.
that.
It's
Amazing.
so empowering.
That's so great. How long have you been doing that for?
I started I started when I was 44 and I'm 56 now, so I've been doing it for a while.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you're badass.
You are. You're so cool. I'm curious how you found this podcast.
But when you look when you're listening to podcasts and then it gives you podcasts you might like. It was
Mhm.
one of the referred as one of the
What
podcasts that I
podcasts you
might like.
might like.
I love that. What other podcasts were you listening to?
You know what? I can't exactly remember. I
Mm.
listened to John Burgos Beyond the Ordinary a
Mhm.
lot. I went to Egypt with him on a spiritual
Cool.
thing. I listened to Lee Harris's podcast. So I'm not quite sure. Those are two of my regular ones. And I'm not sure which one because sometimes I just scroll and scroll and I'm like,
Mhm.
ooh,
What's
ravens, I'm
that?
doing this one. Or, ooh, you know what I mean? Angels, I'm doing this one.
I love it. We're so happy.
Yeah, thank you so much for reaching out to us. This is so
Been
amazing
really
and
good.
beautiful. And yeah, you're just a really amazing human. And I'm so grateful for this connection with you and this conversation. It's very empowering and softening. And it's like, yeah, because I think I can never I understand why people have infidelity. I can understand that. I can be compassionate to it. I myself am like, if you just don't want to be with someone, why don't you just end the relationship? Like, why would you cause that much hurt? And it's so easy too as a friend to see this happen to friends and have judgment around it. And why are you staying? And I just feel so much softer and more enlightened and more just a deeper level of understanding of what that actually could look like. And also, I love drawing lines back to spirituality and soul contracts and our purpose
Yeah.
here as a human in this lifetime. Clearly, all of this was meant to happen for you to become who you are. It's just so wild to see how that was even in process before you were even aware consciously that these tools you've been collecting would come in handy and then help you to create something such a beautiful gift for people on a greater level. It's not just about the infidelity. It's we are betrayed all the time in life, and it's just such a gift. So good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad you see it because same thing,
Yeah.
as it started knitting together, it was so weird because it was like, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And like that, I can draw lines back to so many things now before where this was so divinely orchestrated. And I hated it, but it's also been the best growth and the best ascension that I've ever had and my husband and my kids and
Yeah.
people that we touch.
Changed
Well, I
everything.
think healers need to heal from something and
Yeah, totally.
able, in order to help people. And a lot of the times, most powerful healers have been through some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you said that because
Mhm.
you're right. Healers have to heal. You can't just be like, ding,
I'm here
you
to
know,
help.
Mhm.
I know
I'm here to
nothing.
help. Been
Nothing's
through
ever
nothing,
happened
but
to me, but I can fix you.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Amazing. Yeah, is there any thing that you would like to kind of add about your work and where, things that you love to do or ways that people could work with you or find you? Anything, any last little bits about your work?
Yeah, there's two different things. Every month I do a monthly energy reading. The group of entities that I channel call themselves the librarians. And it's similar to the Akashic records, but the Akashic is for the individual and the librarians hold the records for the collective. Because as a
Cool.
collective, as we move things on a collective, it'll move out of the earth's grid. So that's who the librarians are, and that's the records that they hold. And I do a monthly reading from them on YouTube about what we are working on as a collective, whether it's
Cool.
oneness or whatever. So if you want to hear those energy readings, go to coffeewiththelibrarians.com.
Cute.
and you can sign up, and then I'll send you the YouTube link, or you can just subscribe on YouTube, to get those monthly readings because they're powerful.
Yeah, I
And
love
then
that.
same thing. Yeah, and then same thing, if you are struggling with betrayal, go to betrayalrecoveryguide.com, and you can just download a free 5-step guide that'll help you start processing and identifying betrayal.
Amazing. That is so awesome. Okay, well, we have 2 questions that we really, really love to ask all of our guests. And the first one is, what is something that you do for self-care that you just can't live without?
Dancing. I turn
Yeah.
on music and I just dance, and I don't care how I look dancing. I usually look kind of stupid dancing, but I just have to, like, move and shake it and just get my energy going, and if I don't do
Same.
that, I'm just wiped for the whole
Yeah.
day.
Do you just do
Yeah.
that, like, as needed, or do you have, like, a routine in the morning or at night? You just like,
Yeah.
"It's time to shake this off."
Yeah, it's usually as needed. You get
Yeah.
off a call or you come home and you've been at the mall and you're like, "Woo, I gotta do this."
I love that.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
If you could tell your younger self, whether that's in childhood and then all the way up to like yesterday, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
This makes me cry.
Mhm.
You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're
Mm.
worthy and you do not have to prove anything.
Yeah, I think we all need to tell ourselves that.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's so hard.
It is. The worthiness is like my word of the year. Like
Yeah.
just continuously letting myself feel that way and accept things because I am worthy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
think
would
that's important though too. Like I know some people and I've definitely done this of like, people in your life that I don't know, that you just feel like you have to prove it to them or they're like, "How is this?" or, "Is
Yeah.
this growing? Are you successful? Are you blah blah blah?" And you're like, "I'm going to prove to you one day." Or the people who are like, "You'll never be blah blah blah." And so that's
Mhm.
just really good advice for that too cuz it's like, well, who fucking cares?
Right.
I'm worthy of trying. I'm worthy of showing up, and I'm worthy exactly as I am now. I don't need to prove anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like my judgment, I can see something is totally successful if it's not good enough for you, it's not
Yes.
you. If it's
Yes.
good enough for me, I'm
Yes.
happy.
Great reminder.
We would love if you could pull a card for us.
One of my favorite decks too. It's the Crystal Oracle. So let me see. Ooh, so interesting. Just what we were talking about. Can you see that? It is rest.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
That's so
Reminding
funny.
us to rest.
I need that.
That's
This
what
is just so funny. Like, I host a lot of circles at my shop here, and we pull cards always, and it's like literally. If it's not me, it's Alicia. If it's not, there's always somebody in group that pulls the rest card. It is like
Mhm.
this joke here at Moonbees that it always comes up. It's usually us two who's like holding these circles where it's like, you need to go take time for you. You need to go meditate. So yeah, that cracks me up because of course the fucking rest card showed up.
I know. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel. Yeah, when it shows up, I'm like, "Oh, I know. I know.
I know, but are you doing it?
Yeah,
I
who has
know."
time for that? Amazing. This was so great. We would love
Oh my
to
gosh.
keep in
Yeah.
contact with you.
Yeah.
You said people can find you. What's your Instagram handle?
Lora Cheadle. And
At
my
Lora
name
Cheadle
the
and then
Laura is
coffee. Okay.
spelled a little different, Lora, but yeah, find me on
Yeah.
Instagram, all social.
We'll put it all in the
Yeah,
show
that's what I was gonna
notes too,
say.
all the websites and everything, so listeners can easily find you as well. Wow, I feel so good. This was so amazing. Thank you
It was
so,
so
so,
fun.
so much for reaching out and for sharing your time with us and being open and vulnerable. Before we leave, I just want to I know, where are you and your husband at now? I don't think we got to that. How's
Yeah.
life?
We're really good. What's good, and I don't wanna say bad because it's not
Yeah.
bad, it's just different. We're so raw, we're so vulnerable. We are so much more connected than we ever were, and what I mean when I said it's kind of bad is that we are so honest now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes
Yeah.
you have truths that you don't wanna hear. Or
Yeah.
you say something that in the past I would have been like, "Oh, I don't wanna say that." But we say all the things now, and we
Amazing.
grow together. And his spirituality has grown by leaps and bounds too, and now, we do a lot of the sacred travel, and it's so much deeper and richer, and it's more real, and even when it's ugly,
Yeah.
it's real, and
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that.
Ugh.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Well, we wish you both so much love and luck and continued growth and healing. And thank you so much for being on this journey in this world. It's very needed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thanks, Laura.
so much.
Okay,
So
hold on.
good. This episode has been produced by my husband, Curtis Burgess.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at
Waking Up the Witch. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at wakingupthewitch@gmail.com.
And don't forget to head over to the link in our bio on Instagram for all the ways to connect with both Amber and Taylar. And go to moonbeeswellness.com for all your self-care and witchy needs.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Ow!